I'm with Jonathan Train. He is Executive VP at Swiff-Train. He is also the president of the Alliance for Free Choice in Jobs and Flooring. This is the final day of the show, and I bet your feet are tired.
Oh, as always, it's a big show, a lot of walking.
It's getting bigger, I think, isn't it? I mean, there's more and more buildings. There's even more and more products here.
Well, there are more buildings. They keep expanding this convention center area. It's really amazing, but the LVT area continues to grow. I think the carpet area continues to grow. Wood and laminate have stayed kind of steady out here. So
it seems like there's buildings basically full of LVT. I've never seen so many products. Where in the world is it all going?
That's a good question. A lot of people have been very interested in LVT. Companies that used to never touch it have now realized that the value and the opportunities there. So it seems like everybody's selling LVT.
But the thing that's amazing to me, and you correct me if I'm wrong, very few consumers in the United States walk into a store and said, show me your LVT. It seems to me they sort of see it once they're looking for something, they don't know what maybe, but they discover it in the store and make a decision. Is that anywhere near accurate?
I think that was very true in the past. I think that's changing. I think people are asking for LVT by name a lot more compared to what it used to be. And I think part of that is just more major brands in the industry are showing it and talking about it, and it's becoming a very significant category.
Now, it also seems to me as an observer that there's so many iterations, sort of new slants on LVT. Everybody's trying to come up with something a little bit different. Does that put pressure on you to try new things or to take on another line that up to this point you wouldn't have?
Well, I think as any product, there's new innovations, there's new ideas. Style and design is still the driving factor. It's new designs and looks more so than innovations per se. Still traditional glue-down LVT is still the bulk of the marketplace. Just staying up with the styles and trends and colors is the most important, and that's the benefit of these shows, is you can really get a feel for that, make sure that that you're finding products that meet those needs for your individual market, and making sure that your suppliers are doing that for you.
Now, I suppose, now you've been sourcing product from China for quite some time. It's my observation. Working a relationship with a supplier, so they communicate well with you, you with them, they know what you want, you have a working relationship, that would seem to take some time. It would seem almost to take on a new supplier would be an uphill effort on your part.
Well, for us, my family's business, we're over 75 years old. We've been sourcing product from all over the world for a long time. And you mentioned China. Yes, we do source a fair amount from China, but for us, we source from a variety of countries. It's Taiwan, it's Korea, it's China, it's Vietnam, it's Brazil, Italy, Spain, the list goes on. And so I think what we've always had a knack for is we enjoy the international aspect of things. We have several people in our company that spend time traveling to different places, visiting with different companies, and we just try to identify what fits best for our customer base. And we have a lot of long-term relationships with suppliers. We're always keeping an eye out for new opportunities. We'll bring on a new supplier here and there, but we're very cautious. And most of when we do start with a new production facility somewhere else, it's just a matter of based on just relationships we've known for many, many years.
Well, it would just seem you have to camp out there almost at the front end. It would seem to be a lot of personal visits, personal care. Watch the product being made.
Well, we always go and visit the production site, make sure it meets certain requirements, but we take it one step at a time. We take things with a long-term approach, so that when something seems new maybe to our customers, for us it's not new because there's been many other steps that have taken place over the years to even get to that point of rolling out a new product. So
I hear people say, and I read articles about how costs are increasing in China, labor costs are increasing. Are you seeing that, and has that been a driver for you to perhaps investigate or look for other countries as a source of supply?
Well, I think the economy is definitely changing here. The costs continue to increase, but I think that's the nature of any country, of any area of the world. As a place develops, costs increase, but also technology increases and efficiencies can increase. So one thing we see, especially in particular here in Shanghai and in China, the factories continue to really improve their technology and their efficiency to overcome some of the other increased costs that they have in other areas of the business.
Well, I've only been in one plant, and this was a couple of years ago, and the thing that really surprised me was the labor. I mean, after being in U.S. plants where there are a fraction of the people, there's a lot of area for improvement in terms of efficiency, it would seem to me, in a typical Chinese plant. Would that be accurate?
Well, you've only seen one. I've seen a whole lot over the years, and it varies. We really don't judge a factory or production site by a country-by-country basis. It's company by company. And some places are very automated and invest in technology and rely on efficient standard operating procedures, and some solve things by a lot of people. And we've seen the same, whether that's in Mexico, in the U.S., or in Asia, or in Europe for that matter. So you look for operations that are set up, well thought out, so that long term they can be a low cost, efficient producer.
It seems like what we now have 3 or 4 LVT plants on the drawing board going up in the U.S. You suppose that's a trend?
A trend in
a trend in terms of just moving manufacturing, back to the U.S.
Well, I think that as a product category increases in demand and overall volume, it definitely makes sense to have production closer to where the sales are going to happen. I think a lot of the U.S. companies that are going to set up operations, they'll definitely have their abilities and the products that they'll be good at making. But if you look at the LVT market in particular, there is such a wide range of products and specifications for different uses and different needs. I think the question is which products will the U.S. factories be good at making, and which products will still remain in other areas of the world that they've got the the strategic advantage at. And where all that falls out remains to be seen. We have our ideas and where that will be, and I think for Swiff-Train Company, we just try to monitor that and try to identify where the best places are to source the product, and then bring that to our customers.